As fallout from the terrorist attack at Old Dominion University continues, it's raising a troubling question. How was the gunman, someone previously convicted of supporting ISIS, even free to begin with?
It's cutting directly to the heart of the issue that many progressives largely believe, that the U.S. tends to lock up too many people. Well, Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Mattera has the details. Jason?
Yeah, Mark, Christina, we're now a few days removed from that awful shooting that killed an Army lieutenant colonel. And the picture that's emerging from that day is one we've seen far too many times already. Mohammed Jalloh, the dead gunman, pleaded guilty back in October 2016 over his attempts to provide material support to ISIS. Prosecutors asked for a 20-year sentence, pointing out that Jalloh had sent money to someone he believed was an ISIS contact and that he openly talked about carrying out a terrorist attack, even making reference to the Fort Hood massacre in Texas. In pushing for 20 years, prosecutors told the court that the defendant's actions represented what they called an evolving terrorist threat that required a substantial sentence to deter others from making the same choice as Jalloh. The judge, Liam O'Grady, a George Bush nominee, W. Bush nominee, gave him 11 years instead. But even with that reduced sentence, Jalloh should still be behind bars today. He wasn't. He was freed in 2024 after serving just under 8 years. A spokesman for the Federal Bureau of Prison tells us that he was released early after completing, get this, a substance abuse treatment program. Now, to make matters worse, the man who sold Jalloh the firearm used in the deadly attack was already on ATF's radar. In 2021, Kenya Chapman admitted to making straw gun purchases for other people, which of course is a federal crime. But Chapman wasn't charged. Instead, according to court records, the ATF issued him a warning. And Chapman, well, he wrote an apology letter. That's it.
What the American left needs to grapple with is that there is no such thing as an alternative to incarceration that can produce that same kind of protective benefit. We can talk all we want until we're blue in the face about things like rehabilitation and alternative means of deterrence, but there is nothing that will provide society the benefits associated with taking an individual out of the picture entirely by locking them up.
On that point, the Federal Bureau of Prisons tells us that inmates convicted of terrorism-related offenses will no longer qualify for early release if they complete some substance abuse treatment program. But unfortunately, that change didn't take place in the prior administration when Jalloh was still behind bars and needed to remain locked up. Mark, Christina?
Jason, on behalf of Charlotte, who's not here this week, y'all, what are we thinking? This just doesn't make any sense. All right.
Jason, thanks for that report. We appreciate it.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.